happens in a vacuum, you know? But I would say that, you know what I mean, you're gonna lay in the bed you make. You're not gonna get away with nothing in terms of the energy. You know what I mean? You might beat the camera or the police. They might not catch you for what you're doing, but the energy is always gonna return to you. So when you just living in this cycle of being negative all day and just putting out negativity and that's the only energy you putting out, it's gonna return to you in a different form than you put it out in. So I would just say, you know, master your energy. Do your best to master your energy and what you put out, you know, and unless that's what you want, you know, because you entitled to whatever you want to create, whatever experience you want to create for yourself. But if you're tired of that shit, adjust the energy. You know what I mean? As best you can. Adjust what you wake up thinking and what you say. And then lastly, what you do. And that's not an easy thing to do because it's such a pressure in these areas to just go by the way things are.
That morning, my dreams come true. My life in diamonds. Who knew? Who knew? Who knew? Turn 7 to a 14, 14 to a whole thing. Lord knows it's a cold game. Switched up on you hoes, man. Big body take both lanes. Backseat blowing propane. All black, fire gold chains. Young rich nigga bossed up on his own, man. My new shit sound like a soul train. Took you.
We just creating the vibes, man. Hope y'all had a beautiful day, man. Y'all ready for a dope podcast, man. Let's keep the music going. Let's keep the vibes going. Let's keep the flow going, man. It's the trip. Man, that statement that I played at the beginning of the podcast, man, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. Like, life's a marathon. That's the name of the show. Life's a marathon, and you got to master your energy because it's yours. You got to preserve it. You got to appreciate it. You got to nurture it. You got to feed it. You got to make sure that your energy on point, man, because don't nobody care about your energy. Everybody else is focusing on theirs, man. But we're going to get on into it, man. We're going to start the podcast off with nothing but positive vibes, man. It's the Cabernet conversation. What's in y'all glass? I ain't got nothing special. I got Cab in my glass, but this ain't nothing but a little Trader Joe's red blend. Let's get to it, though, man. So a lot of people been getting at me like, Trev, you ain't been kicking game on the podcast, man, like how you used to. You ain't been educating the black folks and the people of color, and you ain't been uplifting us, like higher elevation. You ain't been giving us no game. And like I said, man, there's plenty of gems. Like, it's just sometimes I be metaphorically speaking. You just got to catch them when you catch them. Like, I ain't just on here talking sports and hip hop because it's a lot of great content within the culture, and there's a lot of things being said in the culture that you just got to catch the gems at the air. You do. And Dirk just dropped this album, man. I did a review on the show, man, and on the channel. I did a review on the channel, and to me, it's a fire album. It's real fire. Big budget behind the album. He putting his team on. He was on $1 million worth of game, talking the talk with Gillo and Wallow. And I took something from that podcast, and it wasn't nothing that Dirk said. It's just that they was in the trenches. He bought $1 million worth of game. I mean, $1 million worth of cash to $1 million worth of game. And like Wallow the same age as me. I'm 42 also. Gilly, he probably about 44, 45. But when you get up in age, you remove yourself from those atmospheres and those environments. And they went back to it. And when they went back to it, Wallow got a little emotional. But it was in a good way because he was kicking shit. He was kicking game. And being in them trenches is just something about it, man. It's something about it that speak to our soul. Like if you really from those trenches, if you really partake in those activities in those trenches, it's just something about it that you can't get that feeling nowhere else, man. You just can't. Like, and Wallow, he a real one, man. He did 20 plus years for a crime. I don't even know what he committed it, but Wallow a real one. And when he gave the game, he gave up the game.
The block, and I'm gonna say this to all you niggas while I'm in here. I understand where you at, and I understand I understand the ground game. But the name of the game is to put an exit plan together somewhere down there.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna just be real with you. You can't teach what you don't know. You can't lead where you ain't go. You understand? My situation was different than y'all. When I went to the penitentiary, did the 20, I was caught. I was living my life. So I try to tell you young niggas, tell y'all my story so y'all can learn my story and don't live my story. But I understand. Trust me, I understand what's going on. And I understand how certain shit got to go. But you got to try to plan it out. Even if some of y'all, listen, we going to be real, man. I got to say this. Because some of y'all in this room, y'all might not see next year. Y'all might not see next week. And niggas ain't saying that to y'all because a lot of y'all niggas ain't got no fathers and none of that shit. So my position is here and here or some shit like, damn, I fuck with you young niggas. Because when I was young, ain't too many niggas give me the game. And I know you niggas ain't got no dads out here. He happy a grown ass man and he happy that his dad back. Grown, he like, damn, because he missed that shit. And I know a lot of niggas that gave y'all game, they gave y'all game that was beneficial to them and it wasn't beneficial to y'all and it put y'all in a fucked up position in life.
That's deep, man. Dirk father just came back home from doing 26 years. He a grown man excited that he get a chance to see his father and be in the presence of his father. Wallow told them young niggas, y'all might die. Somebody in this room gonna die. Ain't gonna be here next year. So you gotta make sure you have an exit plan. Everybody don't get that chance to have that exit plan. They in those trenches permanently. And that shit's sick, dog. But why that touched my soul and why I had to speak about it on my podcast and on my channel and on my platform is because, like, at the age I am now, I have more friends dead than I know right now and in the present that's alive. I can't even remember them all. Coming from that environment, coming from those streets, I can't even remember all the people who I hung out with after school, kicked it, played basketball and football that's dead. I can't remember them all. So young niggas, young boys, this is the game that I'm gonna give you. Focus on your exit plan. Don't focus on your being cuter than him, competing with the next man. I got the better whip. Focus on your exit plan, your route out. You know what I mean? Because it ain't nothing but a dead end in them streets. And every day you wake up, you need to be focused on your exit plan because it ain't too many people that get to exit. But for real though, man, that's real spill. And I want to talk about something else though. I want to switch the topic, get off of that. But shout out to Dirk, shout out to Gilly, shout out to Chicago OTF, $1 million worth of game. That was a dope interview. And it's a dope album. It deserved it because Dirk came out with a dope record. So I want to shift the energy though. I want to talk about consistency, discipline, practice, accepting change, not being stubborn, egotistical, focus. Like, if you listening to this pod, you got to get some game from this, man, because we all lose focus. We all lose the direction the path that we was headed on, and something changed it. The route changed. We missed the wrong turn. We got off on the wrong turn, but we got to get right back on the highway and keep going straight, keep going forward to our goals. And it takes repetition. Doing the same thing over and over and over again. Some of us don't learn by seeing, hearing, smelling, touching, feeling. Some of us learn by repetition. A lot of us learn by repetition because we don't even know how to learn, nigga. For real. So I was listening to some legends, some great characters in their field, some of the best in their field. And they was talking the talk that I just got through talking about. And first up, we're going to play my boy talking about staying relevant, what it takes to stay relevant for such a long time.
Even 28 years? 28?
Yeah.
There got to be difficulty in being able to create as the eras and the sound of music keep changing. How the hell are you able to maintain at the top when the sound of music has changed from 10 years ago?
You have to be, first of all, you have to be embracing. You have to be embracing. You can't be the person that's saying, I don't like the new music. I don't.
Or the mumble rap.
Whatever they name it. You can't say I don't like it. You gotta love it, learn it, like it, and love it, because you better understand that that's music. You know what I mean? Like, that's music. So that's not a certain type of music. That's music. You pick your Apple, you go to Apple Music and top 100s, and them folks right there. Yeah. So that's music, and so therefore you have to embrace that. You can't feel like I'm this way, and this my flow, this what I do, and nah, you gotta go get you a vocal coach. You know what I mean? You gotta go get your, shout out, rest in peace, Miss Betty Wright. You gotta get you a vocal coach. Yeah. You know what I mean? You gotta learn how to stretch your voice, because then you got a Drake. You know what I mean? There's a Drake, so you got, and he's music. Thank you. Shout out, man.
all the junkies you.
I like that, man. What I took from that though is like, a lot of people think that the way they doing things and the way they became successful at what they do is the way. That's not necessarily true. For real, like, you gotta embrace something different. You gotta embrace change, because when you embrace something different, you'll figure out why people are intrigued by what you're embracing. If you stay stuck in your ways, then you ain't gonna be consistently great. You ain't gonna continue to move forward. By you shutting down the new thing, you shut yourself down. When you shut yourself down, nobody else give a shit. Like, when you laying down at work and you ain't working hard, or you ain't staying consistent, you ain't hurting the other people, you hurting yourself. When you ain't loyal to the people that are loyal to you, or who you feel as if you're supposed to be loyal to, you ain't hurting them, you hurting yourself. All that shit come back on you, man. So what Weezy said, I agree with it. Embrace change. And another thing, like, I'm just listening to the greats. That's all I'm doing, listening to what the greats have to say and bringing it back to my platform to have a healthy discussion.
Named after Charlie, is that you had to be twice as good to be given half a chance. And so that understanding and that drive, as Sam said, train hard, fight easy. I made practicing so difficult, hurt so much, because I wanted to make sure that I was ready come game time.
Y'all heard what he said. He made things more difficult than they had to be so he could continue to be great. He made practicing difficult so he could be better. That was Tiger Woods just yesterday at his Hall of Fame speech, man. One of the greats. You see what you see the pattern the greats going in? I'm not setting this up for a shot for who I'm about to to play audio or something he said, and he cleared up why he said this, because what he said is a historical statement. What he said, it's going to be in the NBA and something that we're going to remember for a long time. But the greats are talking about consistency, embracing change, being disciplined. If you want to be up there, if you want to be great, but one person said something different. Let's go.
Question yourself after when they made that statement about practice. Did you ever question yourself and be like, well,
no, because you can't be a bad motherfucker like that if you don't practice.
Right.
Like,
well, the statement itself made people think that you
I
didn't
care
practice.
about practice. Yeah,
and, you know, like you had bad practice habits.
But okay.
Did you have bad? Let's clear that up. Did you have bad practice habits? Was you like like real?
I can't wait
with
to answer
practice.
this.
Was you serious about your practice, or were you?
I ain't give a fuck about drills.
Okay.
But if you play 5-on-5, then I'm ready. I want to do that.
Yeah.
I didn't care too much for this way. You know what I mean? Like,
you already knew that.
Throw the ball up and let's go. Like that was my thing. You know what I mean? Like,
so you didn't have a pattern of skipping practice. You went to practice, but you just didn't like certain things.
I had a pattern of skipping.
Yeah.
Because they was doing drills that day.
No. Sometimes I was out too late. And when I come in there, I don't feel like it. You know what I mean? I'm a man. I'm a human.
You're a hard man.
I'm just telling you what you want me to lie to you, make it sound fly to you?
Lie to you, make it sound fly. I like that.
I ain't doing that. Yeah. I was not Kobe. Kobe was something else. He was the guy, like I said, when we're in the club, that motherfucker's in the gym.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean? And that's what separated him from a whole lot of dudes, even myself.
Do you ever think to yourself though, like, okay, I'm top whatever. I'm a Hall of Fame. I'm great. But what if I had practiced more? Mm-hmm. You ever think like that?
Yeah.
No, really?
What if I would have left weights?
Yeah.
What if I would have, you know what I mean? What if I?
Okay, AI. Like, what caught my attention is that he said, I didn't like doing drills. Y'all heard what I said before I played that. Like, he said it didn't have nothing to do with practice. He just didn't like doing drills. But when you single out something that you don't like and don't embrace how you can make it something different, you're only hindering yourself. And he hindered himself to get a championship ring or to become a champion because he didn't like doing drills. If it's something you don't like, you should do more of it. You should do more of it because you hear he started talking about regrets. You regret because that chance is gone. You ain't got that chance no more. You ain't got that opportunity no more. So that chance is gone. Like, these moments don't come back. Once we get these moments, it's things that I regret. But once these moments happen, they're happening in real time and we don't appreciate them. And we got to learn to appreciate every second, every moment. Forget the past. Don't worry about the future. Focus on the now.
You wake up and years have gone by and people start to die. And then you look back and think to yourself, was it worth it?
Missing the moments.
Missing all these moments that you'll never get back. Like, I remember one of the most devastating things in my life was missing. My little brother was graduating from elementary school. And I just remember screaming at my mother. I can't believe you didn't tell me, that he was graduating. And she basically was like, oh, I didn't think it was a big deal to you. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, yes, that's a big deal to me. That was a big thing. And for him to look out in that audience and not see his big sister, I was like, I remember I was in Europe at the time. And I told her I would have rearranged and rerouted my whole tour to make sure I was there to see him graduate. But little by little, even your family, even your loved ones, they start thinking, oh, I'm not going to bother him with this. I'm not going to bother her with that.
Yeah.
instead of realizing, no, those are the things
These
I need.
things are important to me.
Yes, you know, it's important for you as a human being, yo, as for your spirit, your soul, and as an artist. If you're not experiencing real life and real love and real heartfelt emotions, what are you writing about? And that's why everybody now was just writing about, you know,
nothing.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
A bunch of nothing, because when you first, that's why people always go back to like when an artist first came in, because we always have that hunger, that pain, that this, because we're in it, we're in the moment. I have to remind myself now all the time, stay in the moment, get back in the moment. You just left the moment, come back to the moment. Because I'm always like thinking about what's tomorrow, what's next week, what's this tomorrow. Okay. And there are magical things happening that I'm not experiencing. I'm there.
I just want to say, man, embrace the moment, appreciate the moment. That's all it was about, man. Like, don't let these people that critique our culture tell us that it's not no education in our culture, because it's a lot of great things in our culture. And man, as you continue to move forward, make sure you're never looking back, man. This is my record off the legendary album, Never Look Back, Snake the Great. Check it out. I'm going to put a link in the description.
Let's go. I never look back. I never look back. I hustled, I scratched, remember the struggle. Remember the times, in the rain and I sipping the wine. The ground wasn't all peachy, a lot of my homies died. You claim to be real, but real talk, you lied. Then I took off like a jet. Earned respect in the streets on the west. You said my flow was garbage, but on the real I feel I'm the best. I climbed up that ladder. The hate you have don't matter. When we was flipping them bricks, me and my niggas, we was factors. So who am I? Not the average. Being solid, been living lavish, been getting to it. My life's a movie. If I'm a dog, then I be Scooby. Had to separate myself cause these lames foolish.
Hey, man, make sure y'all have a blessed Friday, man. Peace, love, plenty of abundance. Make sure you go get you some money, and I'm out.